Speaking of Bill Belichick, he just drafted Mac Jones. Okay,
I was gonna go there.
yeah, he just drafted Mac Jones.
15th overall.
Yeah, they have a how could I say? New England Patriots don't have necessarily the greatest reputation for draft picks. Okay, they just drafted Mac Jones. The last time they had a quarterback that had three letters in the first name and five letters in the last name, they won six Super Bowls. What do you think that Mac Jones? What kind of future do you think Mac Jones has in New England with Bill Belichick?
Uh, I think he's got to have tough skin to deal with Belichick. That's one of the main one. I think you know, and he just gotta because obviously Bill knows his stuff. So like I said, go back to my words. Gotta have tough skin, and you just gotta have that discipline of want to learn and go forward. That's my take on it.
Do you think that he's going to take Cam Newton's job?
This guy didn't even let me answer. Right away, wanted to throw shots at Cam. What's your problem, man?
Hey man,
Why you got a problem with my boy Cam, bro?
I'm just stirring the pot a little bit, man. I want to see.
Listen, killer Cam, killer Cam. He's got a second year, killer Cam, killer. So let him go. Jones is gonna sit behind him. I love this pick. Belichick's done exactly what he does every year. Didn't jump up, didn't drop down. So this is what I want. If the drop's here, I'm gonna take it. He's got Brady 2.0. He's seen the work that Brady put in and how it got him to where he's at, and he already has the blueprint to make another mold. That's why he wanted Garoppolo, because Garoppolo was a poor man's Brady, but a little bit more athletic. Do you know what I mean? I think Jones is definitely a little bit more athletic than Brady. He may not be able to run like the rest of the quarterbacks or be as flashy, but he is super accurate, gets the ball out quick, and if you put the right pieces around him and put him in the right system, he's gonna cook because Belichick loves Alabama players. He's got a lot of Alabama players. Okay, he's not playing no games. You get me?
Okay, so going off Jab's question, do you think Cam Newton finished the season as the starting quarterback for the Patriots?
Pardon me, sir. Say that one more time.
Do you think Cam Newton finished the season as the starting QB for the Patriots?
Go ahead, Jabs.
I honestly think that man, when you draft a quarterback in the first round, you're expecting him to come. And I'm not saying this year, but you expect him to play at some point. I just feel that Cam Newton's leash just got a little bit shorter, so to speak. I feel that he will be the starter. He will be, the guy that we're going to expect to win games with. But at the same time, if Cam Newton, if Dan shows up and Cam doesn't show up, well, then they're going to have some serious issues. And you know what I mean? In step in Mac.
Mm. How you feel about this, Brando?
I don't know. I feel like with Cam Newton, the last couple of years, it's been a roller coaster ride. I'm rooting for him, and the crazy part is Cam Newton kind of like was at the beginning of all of this, like where we started seeing a lot of black quarterbacks getting drafted in the first round really high, and their expectations being really high. He was the beginning of this, so being that prototype, even though his arm wasn't always the greatest, you root for him. You want to see him do as well as he can. I just don't know if he's still the same Cam. And like you said, you draft someone a quarterback in the first round. What are you expecting?
All right, Da Vinci, what you think?
Uh, I think Brandon made a very good point. I just, I don't know. I want to see him do good. Let me start off by saying that. I want to see Cam do good. I want to see him do good for the Patriots too. But I just don't see him as the same player he was in Carolina in his A days. And like everybody said, Jabs, Brando, you draft the QB in the first round. Like, I mean, that doesn't really show confidence in your starting QB for the next season.
Okay, so first things first. Cam is not the prototype Michael Vick was. He was the first. Aside from the other black quarterbacks, we can go down Randall. We can keep going down all the way down. But I'm gonna start with Vic because the
Those,
Vic experience. Go ahead, sir. What are you gonna say?
I was gonna say like Warren Moon.
Well, no, no. Listen,
Yeah, because
I could
if
go.
we're doing that, then we're going back further than Mike Vick. Mike
Yeah.
Vick didn't start the onslaught. Yeah, he was fine. You're right. He wasn't the prototype, but after Cam Newton, there was a shift in the at least in the way that they saw black quarterbacks. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's the way I see it.
No, no. I understand that, but what I'm saying is, Vic had an arm and electric feet. Cam was just a monster. Do you know what I mean? There was like it was the same engine as Vic, but in a bigger vehicle that could take the hits. Do you know what I'm saying? Now, Cam died on the hill for Carolina. Carolina wasn't so kind to Cam. People make it seem like Carolina did a lot of great things for them. Let me explain something to you. When you got your quarterback running like a running back, you're not trying to preserve that. You're trying to get whatever you can. You try to squeeze all the juice up out that joint. Okay, and I'm hoping the same thing doesn't happen to Lamar. I hope that they don't run this guy into an injury. Let me knocked on wood for that one, okay? But Cam, I think Cam plays the whole year. His second year, he's gonna be better. Okay, he got COVID last year, man. Don't forget, the Patriots were the opt-out boys last year. Okay, you know they got the hot boys, the top. You know what I mean? They were the opt-out boys. Half of they freaking defense said no mas. Then it's not Patrick Chung that retired. Who retired this year again?
Wasn't it Patrick Chung?
It was Patrick Chung. I thought it was Patrick Chung, but I wasn't sure if it was one of the McCourties. I know Dante Hightower signed back up, right? So, and then they spent $160 million on free agents. They've never done that before. So they're giving Cam all the opportunity to at least do better than what he did last year. And hey, listen, there was a couple games that if it just gone one way, an inch this way, an inch that way,
That's sports.
they I know,
You
but I'm
can't
just
do
saying,
that.
we'd
That's
be having
sports.
a totally different conversation, right? So it's not like Cam really sucked last year. It just wasn't the best circumstance for him. He wasn't like, let's not act as if the Patriots team that he's playing with last year and this year is the same team. It's not on any level. So I have the benefit of the doubt. He gonna do something. I was expecting him to make it to the playoffs last year at least. And they added a 17th game. You know Cam's gonna get them to the playoffs. Now, how far they go from there, that's on him. You know what I'm saying? Oh, and
Well,
Belichick.
I
Because
hope I hope you're right because this year's look at all they signed. They signed a lot of players for the upcoming season. So there you go. He gets his weapons, and if he can't, let's say 8 games, 5 games in the season, if he's not performing, I think they're gonna bench him, man. It's just the reality of the game.
You're 100% right. You know what I mean? Like we said, I don't think any of us are arguing that he won't be the starter. I just feel that his leash, now that they have their guy in Mac Jones, I think that Cam Newton's leash is a little bit shorter. So, you know what I mean? If he's out there doing everything that you say he can do, well, then he'll be fine. But if not, I mean,
but hold on though, doesn't that apply to almost everything to do in sports? If you don't do a performance level or above that, don't you get demoted
yes, but it's
in
like I said,
sports?
it's a whole different situation when they draft the guy. You know what I mean? If you draft the quarterback in the first round, that's expected to be the franchise guy. They
And,
drafted a quarterback in this first round. So
and to be fair, if Cam comes back and isn't Superman, we don't, as much as we'll be happy, we don't care really. Like, that's not what we want to see. We don't want to see him at 60% of who he was. And unfortunately, age and attrition catches up with everyone. And because Cam was such an athletic freak, it's difficult to see him come back the exact same. We're all rooting for him. But I mean, prayers are not going to pay the bills, right? We got to see him score touchdowns and actually be able to stay out there and actually push this team forward. So, good luck to Cam.
Well
Listen,
said.
man. Listen, you got to stop that slander, okay? Cam,
It's facts. It's no slander.
listen,
All
Cam
facts.
had a
That's
bad year.
slander.
No, but listen, Cam had a bad year, but you have to think about his injury history, all of that stuff.
That's
On top
what
of that,
all
okay,
that goes into this.
no, but hold on. After all of that I just said, you really think Belichick was going to go looking for a QB in the free agent market, or do you think he was going to draft one? It was
Right.
going to happen whether it's this year or next year. He's getting himself a quarterback. So right now we're just
How
putting
old is Cam?
negativity on the man. Pardon me,
How
sir?
old is Cam Newton?
Cam's like 32, 34.
Right. So if Cam Newton was still Cam Newton and he was going to be able to be that for the foreseeable future, he would have at least another 5 years. So you wouldn't need a quarterback right now. But because you know that Cam's not going to be Cam, you need a quarterback.
Okay, no, let me break down the logistics of what I think is going on in that situation. Last year, how much did they pay Cam? You know how much they paid Cam last year?
$1.14 million. League.
Oh, okay. They had no money. This year, Cam got a little bit more money, but they spent 160 on a roster to see what he would do when they have a season where he could be a lot healthier. Remember, last year he just came off an injury, bro. He's not Peterson. Okay, he's not gonna tear his ACL, MCL, this CL, that CL, come back the next year and run out the field and get MVP as a running back. You know what I mean? AP is a different type of beast, but Cam doesn't have to get all of his points from running. He doesn't have to be a threat for running. He's got a.
He does have to be a threat.
No, listen, they're going back to the same set that they started Brady out with, the two tight end set. A lot of people don't realize Hernandez and Gronk were going to both be the two best tight ends in the game, like Hall of Famers. If the shit that happened with Hernandez the way it did, I'm telling you, the way they were bludgeoning people, run the ball. Oh, yeah, you think you're going to stop us running the ball? Here's a tight end down the middle. And they had one big one, like Gronk, and they had the small dynamo, like Hernandez. So, come on now. I'm giving Cam is going to win some games. He might lose a few, but he's going to win a lot of games for these guys, man.
I don't think anyone is going against you, or anyone doesn't want that. It's just the reality is reality. He's not the same player, and injuries take a toll. To see, but I'm pretty good on the Cam situation.
Listen, man, I'm tired of all this Cam slander, man. Let's move
Yeah.
on here. Let's move on here because all I feel is slander.